is the tech program for heat pump water heaters. It gives you a rebate through the state. They have $3,100 if you change out your gas water heater to a heat pump water heater. Hi, Mitch Bailey here. Welcome to 2024. All right, I want to talk about a new program. Well, it's not new. It started back in November 1st last year, and that is the tech program for heat pump water heaters. It gives you a rebate through the state. They have $3,100 if you change out your gas water heater to a heat pump water heater. And you might say, well, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to go with a heat pump as opposed to a natural gas or a propane water heater? Well, two reasons. One, it's more efficient and it costs less to run a heat pump water heater than it does a natural gas or a propane water heater. A lot less than a propane water heater or an all-electric water heater. You can also change those out to heat pump water heaters. The TECH program, which finances this, it stands for Technology and Equipment for Clean Heating, and it's money that we've all paid into an account. And this money, 2 years ago, they started the program. The first tech program came out, and it was $3,000 a water heater they're giving away that they're to rebate to offset the cost. And that, along with other incentives, we could get the price quite a bit down. Today, you can get $2,000. You can get a $2,000 federal tax credit if you do it. 30% of the project or up to $2,000. And you can also, depending if you're in what area you're in, if you're in PG&E territory, PG&E natural gas and PG&E electric, you can get up to $900 in rebates, $900 by using Golden State rebates. That's another avenue. So $3,100 from tech, $2,000 federal tax credit, and then another up to $900 back. That almost pays for the water heater. It is almost free. And in some other areas, like if you're in Lodi Electric or SMUD, there's even more incentives that you can take advantage of because they want to switch. Now, MID, Modesto Irrigation District, and TID, no, they don't have the incentives aren't layerable. You have to have an already existing electric water heater and be changing those out to make it a heat pump. But if you have one, like you're out in the country and you have electric water heater, go to the heat pump water heater. It's way cheaper to run. Now, kind of go over the cost of it. I'm going to show you our cost on a standard ultra low NOx water heater, which is what we have to set here in California. It's $24.81 my cost, what I have to charge you to put that in. Now, that includes earthquake straps and everything else to hook it up and the permit, the whole 9 yards. But that $24.81, it's to set a water heater, a heat pump water heater is for a 50-gallon, $66.90. Now you go, well, that's way too expensive, Mitch. But if you're MID or TID and you're only getting the $3,100 and $2,000, that's $5,100. So $5,100. So we take $66.90 minus $5,100, and that means it's only going to cost you $1,590 to change out that water heater as opposed to the $2,200 I have to charge. So you're saving several $100, and it's cheaper to run a heat pump water heater than natural gas. Now, what's the other benefit? Well, it's part of the state of California's plan to electrify, to get rid of all fossil fuels, any fossil fuel appliances, everything's going to be going. And if it's going to happen, whether you like it or not, it's been mandated in 2030 where you not be able to buy a gas water heater. Same thing with gas furnaces. You have to go to a heat pump. And whether we have enough power to handle all that, that's a whole nother argument. I'm not even going to get into it. You're going to be mandated to do it anyhow. Take advantage of these programs while they exist, because they ran out of money 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. They ran out of money. It only went about 4 or 5 months. They had $80 million to do this with. They started at October 31st, November 1st. But the problem is they will run out of money, and it will go fairly quickly, because at $3,100 a pop, doesn't take very many water heaters to eat that money up. So take advantage of the program while you can, okay? Now, if you're a contractor, If you're an HVAC contractor, you can, a C20 can do heat pump water heaters. So I advise you actually do it. Take this up. It's good for everybody. You're going to make a buck on it. The customer's going to get the benefit out of it. The water heater's going to have a longer warranty for a heat pump water heater. We're talking 10 years as opposed to 7 years on a standard tank water heater. So natural gas. Take advantage of this program while you can. Customers will like it too. What we do have to do is we do have to put a mixing valve on it, and it's required in this program. The mixing valve, what it does is it will set up we pump up the temperature of the water to 140 degrees. However, that water, 140 degree water, will scald you. So what we do is we put a tempering valve, a mixing valve, that's going to mix some cold water back in and feed it with that 140 degree water to temper it down to 120 degrees so you don't get scalded. What's the benefit of that? Well, we turn a 50-gallon tank. Instead of having 120 degree water in it, it has 140 degrees, so it's a lot more hot water. So we make that tank, basically, we turn a 50-gallon tank into a 65, we turn a 65-gallon tank into an 80, and we turn an 80-gallon tank into about a 100-gallon tank. So by just having all that extra hot water in there, we can have more hot water. You don't run out as much. But the benefit is we want to do time of use plan that you should have to sign up for this. You have to put a time of use where you're getting your electricity at the cheapest rate, and then when it's not running, it's going to switch not off but to vacation mode basically. But it will come on when it needs hot water. But what you do is it's going to save energy because you're going to be buying electricity at the lowest rate, and you just sign up for that program on it. It also has some load shedding capabilities that they are dialing into these. Most utilities aren't doing anything like that anyhow. What does load shedding mean? It means that the utilities, the grid, they can turn off appliances, big appliances like air conditioners and heat pump water heaters, when the grid's being stressed so they don't overload it. You may not even know that they turned it off if they did it, because that's going to happen. You still got hot water in your tank, and it may be off for 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. You still have hot water. That's not going to run out of hot water unless you're taking showers at 3 in the afternoon, which sometimes people do. But your unit may not even be off. It depends. They're just going to turn off certain ones, and if you get picked, you probably wouldn't even know that it was off. That what it was on demand. The demand of use was turning it down. So take advantage of this. Heat pump water heaters is cheap to run. They're expensive to purchase and expensive to install because we got to run electricity to them. Some other things. It's the reason why it's kind of steep. That's $66.90, but it's well worth it because take advantage of it. You can get a heat pump water heater for less than the cost of a standard water heater, several $100s. In some cases, if you're PG&E territory, PG&E gas, PG&E electric, man, this is no brainer. You should be doing it. And if you have solar, it's even a better benefit because your solar, you're feeding power to the grid anyhow. You can take advantage of that to where it's cheaper rates, and so it makes perfect sense to have it. Oh, one other benefit: the heat pump water heater takes heat out of the air. It's how they work. They take the heat out of the air in the garage or wherever it is, closet, wherever it's at, and it puts that heat into the water. Well, in that process, the air coming in is less hot going out of the heat pump water heater. That air is going to temper the garage slightly. It's not going to cool it. It's not like an air conditioner, but it will bring the temperature down on those summer months a degree or two, so it'll be a little more comfortable in your garage. Plus, when it's really hot in the garage, you got really good efficiency out of the units because it's pulling it right out of that 100+ degree air in your garage. All right, I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe. And if there's links in the description for Go Green financing, if financing is an issue, like you don't know if because you're gonna have to lay out $6,700 to us. The $3,100 check's gonna come to us. We give it to you when we get it. The $2,000 federal tax credit, you're gonna have to apply for that next year on your taxes. But if you finance this through Go Green financing, you can get rates as low as 5%, 4 or 5%, and you just go ahead and it's a no cost, no fee financing. There's fees are waived. The utilities have bought down the credit score. They've also bought down the rate so that it's a lower rate than you usually get, and you can finance this for 5 years. and get the payment really low. And then when you get the money in, you can pay it off and be done with it. You don't have to, keep paying it, or you can. A 10-month at 6.99, 10 months or 10-year monthly payments, 60 or 81.24. That's very low. So you can afford this and do it that way. And there'll be a link in the description to Go Green. I like Go Green. You can click on the link here, and it'll take you for the water heater for more info, and then it talks about the projects and installation, what's available, all the different stuff. Because you can do everything with Go Green. You can do HVAC, plumbing, cool roofs, appliances, insulation, lighting, pool products, water heating, windows, all kinds of projects. You can take advantage of everything that Go Green does. So if you're thinking of doing some energy upgrades, like putting a new HVAC system and doing the heat pump water heater, this is perfect for that. So you can put in the most efficient stuff, afford it, get a very low monthly payment, and make it to where it's actually sometimes, in some instances, with the offset with the energy savings, it brings that monthly payment down to very just pennies of the day. It's a pretty good one, and I can do what ifs on that if you want to see what it looks like. All right, you HVAC contractors, get to doing this. You can do it. C20s can do this. All right, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video.